Sure. So
Okay.
let's go there.
Yes. So this is my project roadmap summary. Let me bigger my screen. So this is the roadmap of this deployment. So first I will deploy the create e-commerce backend application on a bare metal server. That means we have our application and it has its backend and it has its front end. So while we are deploying something, it start with the backend. So like we are using a backend front end application. So first we have to deploy the backend, then we have to deploy the front end. If we deploy the front end again, it won't connect to the backend automatically. That's why we need to deploy the backend first. If it has a database before the backend, then we need to deploy the database first. Though it has managed database, already managed database. So that's why we didn't need to do anything with the database. We'll just deploy the backend first and then we will deploy the front end. And after deploying backend and front end, then we will see how to dockerize this, the backend one and the front end one. And this is the link of the GitHub where my application is stored. So this is for the backend and this is for the front end. So let's see it.
Stay there a little bit. Stay there. Once you're done, then I can speak.
Yes, sure.
So of course, you just suddenly you heard the what is the back end, what is the front end. Let's go a little bit the details, and what is the bare metal? Why we call it bare metal? Any application you are using today, like you are using many mobile app on the website. Most of the application you call it the, if it is mobile app, we call the mobile app. If it is the website, we call the front end, basically. But basically, there is a two side of the story. The website can be like a informational, means just someone goes to your website and find out all the details about you. It's called the static website, information website, portfolio website. Okay, you can call mix and match. The another type of website is mix and match, means everything is portfolio, informational, and business logic. Business logic means like as a customer, you are the communicating with the website owner, or right? Like if you go to the Amazon, you can actually talk to the client, or like the if you go to the Facebook, right? After you sign up and sign in, you can actually do so many things. You can actually the post something, you can delete something, upload the picture, right? Everything you are doing from the front end from your computer. But basically, you can see later, oh, the photo is saved, my posts are saved, right? They're happening somewhere else. So whatever you do, you're doing everything from your browser. It is actually hitting the front end. It is hitting their front end server. A server is nothing but serving the client. If you talk about the server, is exactly the concept is server is serving clients. In this case, server is the client means your browser. And who is using the browser is you and me. Okay, so that's the same concept in the IT as well. So now you say the what is that server is? That server we just created, right? A machine is a server. This machine can be special. What does it special means? Means they have a special compute power. Compute power means they have a lot of RAMs, the 100 GB RAM, 200 GB RAM, 300 GB RAMs. They have like the many processor. They have a huge storage. Why? Because there is a tens of thousands to 10 millions of users are using their computer, means their browser, to serve the Facebook, to use the Facebook, correct? So anything you do, you're doing from the front end. Anything you do from your mobile app, you do from the mobile app. But we call them as a client. It's called the client-based application. So what is the backend then? Backend is actually the logical part of the application. What is the logical part? Like uh, if you're not able to sign up, right? Well, then you cannot sign in. So who block you for the sign up? Well, the Facebook, the backend team, means backend actually logical part, sorry, not the team. If you are not typing the correct password, you are not able to sign in, right? So that's a problem. Who is actually made the decision? Actually backend. I'm giving a Facebook example or the LinkedIn example so that you can understand easily, okay? You are actually trying to you uploaded you made an inappropriate comments, right, on somewhere else, and suddenly you made a notification, hey, your comments has been removed because the comments did not go to our community standard. Who did it, right? So I did something and they just sent me the notification while backend did it. So it means this is we call the business logic. Wherever the business make the decision means application make the decision. When I said the business and application, there is two things. Because business told the engineer do this. That's the reason the developer write the code to do that, right? So when the user is not playing the game the way it should be, then the application give them the notification. You are not doing something you are supposed to do, or you are doing something inappropriate. So it's called the business logic is storage, or we call the backend. That's exactly the software developer does, which is the backend developer. Backend developer can be like the Python, Java, JavaScript, the Golang, right? Many programming languages, they run the backend, the business logic. And the front end is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, right? And then you can call the jQuery, all of this combination of the front end. What is the mobile app? Mobile app is like the Flutter, React Native, the Android Studio, and the iOS, the Swift for the iOS, and many other, right? So they're for the mobile app. So basically an application, there is a two sides of the story. One is the backend, where is the business logic is stored. The business logic is actually stored. One is the front end, where is all the website, means the UI is stored. So now the last part is the database. Database is where exactly, well, as you ask something to the Facebook, like I uploaded a picture, and the backend actually go through the logic, and backend does not store anything. The backend just tell the database, okay, you can store. So storage is always database. So for your convenient, many times you hear from people, they say that, well, the backend and database is the same. They are not the same. Database is storing the data. Backend is actually running the business logic, making the decision, report somebody, decline something, allowing something, enable something, disabling something. All this happening in the backend. That's the reason we call the core part of the business is the backend logic. And the client part of the business, client part of the interaction of the application, we call the website or the mobile application or desktop application. So that's the dilemma of the front and back end of the mobile app. We'll talk about the Dockerize later. Now, she said there is a tool link here. It's called the code base, okay, or code repository. It means when the developer write the code, they're writing the code on their computer. It means there was a folder, maybe subfolder. In that folder, there is a JavaScript code, there is a Python code, there is a Java. Whatever front and back end they're using, it is a folder structure. In that can be the image, can be the HTML, CSS, all type of code. Well, that's good. The code is on their computer, but code need to be on the cloud, right? Code does not go on the cloud. For this, we use the special software. It's called the repository or version control management system. It's a software, right? It's open source. We call the Git, right? It's an open source platform that the thousands of companies and millions of developers are using, including the government, non-government. So Git is open source. It's a free. But taking the Git, there is a GitHub is a company, GitLab is a company, AWS has their own Git, the Bitbucket from the Atlassian. They are all actually the code repository. You know one, you know all. What does it do? Developer actually store their code. So what the Git does, Git is a intelligent software. It does so many things. It remember who changed the code. It remember when the code has been changed. It remember what has been changed, what was before, what was after. And it also enable many developers to work collaboratively. And then it helps you. You work on the code. You work on your code. It gives all this the flexibility and the features so that the collaboration happen and the productive way developer can use. Mostly developer means whoever is writing the code, and they use the Git. DevOps engineer use the Git. Quality engineer use the Git. Developer use the Git. Mobile app developer use the Git. Again, I mean the Git means the Git, I say in a generic way because Git is the open source. But from the Git, GitHub, the enterprise, they're a company. GitLab, enterprise, they're a company. And the Bitbucket, they're all company. But everybody is using under the hood is a open source software Git. The Git has been established, or the inventor is the guy, his name is Linus Torvalds. This guy actually also the inventor of the operating system, the inventor of Linux. He's the same guy. So today we are going to use the Linux to host our e-commerce application on the AWS cloud platform using the EC2, and we're actually going to work with the GitHub as well, right? So you see these things are connecting now. Things are all everywhere, but they're connected. While this guy was writing a lot of Linux code, right? Then he started feeling, where do I upload my code so that other people can contribute? I can check, I can manage, I can see what to accept, what to deny. And that's how the Git came on his mind, and he developed the Git. As of today, Git is open source and it is free for everyone to take the open source. This all the company came, like the GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, Amazon, and Google, they all came under the hood. Is all everybody using the Git. Okay, you can go next.